Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Wednesday morning, August 28th. Drink it if you got it. I'm going to have lunch with my son today. We're going to, as usual, we're going to go to Sonny's, order a bunch of sliced brisket and smoked chicken wings, and that brings me to the subject of what I want to talk about today. And that's, how perfect do you really have to be to succeed at carnivore? The answer to that, I guess, depends on the individual differences in all of us. And generally what it takes to trigger your cravings depends on how much sugar you can tolerate, because we can all tolerate a little sugar. Since our goal is not to worry about being in ketosis and measure and all that stuff, and I talked about that last night on my live stream quite extensively, I don't think our job is to worry about whether we're in ketosis or not. I think our job is to not eat sugar and not eat plants. For the appropriate human diet to allow our body to function as it's supposed to. And one of its functions is, of course, determine when to be in ketosis and when not to be. It's not something we need to consciously regulate. But am I perfect on carnivore? Well, I drink coffee, something that I know many carnivores do, and many carnivores chastise. Coffee is made from a plant. We humans have been eating plants for a long time. We just never ate as many plants, or the genetically modified or sugar bloated plants that we eat today, but plants have been part of the human diet. We have the pathways to digest them. May not be the best for us. There may be nutrients in plants that are good for us. Do we need plants? Obviously not. I've been doing this for 2 years with no plants, not a leaf of lettuce. Seasonings, most of them come from plants. And we're a seasoning happy culture. We like our food highly seasoned, and we consider sugar a seasoning, evidently, because we want to slather ketchup on everything. We want to put ketchup on our French fries. We want to put sugar on our sugar that's fried in seed oils. I marvel at how we got here. But do I worry about every little thing? No. So when somebody tells me, well, did you know there's a 0.7 grams of carb in an egg? So what? So what? Did you know that there's this fraction of a carbohydrate in meat? Yes, of course there is, because meat has glycogen in it. I don't worry about trace things. I don't worry about the small amount of sugar that might be on the rub that is on the brisket that I ate today. At worst, it might be a couple of grams of sugar. All I care about, not about whether I'm in ketosis or not. I don't ever measure that. I only care about, will something trigger a craving or not? If it doesn't trigger a craving, I live with it. We have to live. We can't dwell on this perfection. We can't sweat the small stuff, not in this world. We can't be perfect. It's too hard and too expensive. And when things get too hard and too expensive, We stop doing them. We need to make it as mindless as we can for ourselves, as easy, as simple, as uncomplicated, or it won't last. It won't be sustainable. You can't live your life in a laboratory surrounded by test equipment and test tubes, measuring every compound, thousands and thousands of them that's in your blood, trying every minute, trying to figure out what your body knows how to do all by itself. By trying to outsmart our body, we end up sabotaging any of the good things we do. That's why I love carnivore so much. Just eat as close as you can to the right foods. And let your inherent genetic programming operate the machinery. So I'm going to lunch today. I'm going to lunch with my son. I'm going to eat a little brisket. I've done it every week for the past 2 years. It hasn't hurt me before. I don't worry about it. I don't ever agonize over it. I don't say, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because it might have a touch of this or a touch of that or some seasoning or a little sugar in the rub. I don't care. I don't care. I do more than I need to do to stay healthy. This is also true for people on keto, although the people on keto don't want to hear my message because I think, for a lot of reasons, that, and you know what they are, that if you're going to eliminate carbs, you need to eliminate them completely, at least to the best of your ability. We're all going to get some carbs. The key is not to get too many. But if you can handle some vegetables like broccoli or Brussels sprouts, and it doesn't trigger cravings to eat more and more of that stuff, by all means. By all means. I don't want to be a drill sergeant giving out my advice, demanding perfection like you would from a military parade drill team. I want to give you guidelines that'll fit in with the fact that maybe you're not exactly like me. Maybe you're not as wildly addicted, uncontrollably addicted to carbohydrates as I am. My philosophy is that most people are and don't realize it. But don't sweat the small stuff. Drink your coffee. Do anything. I smoke cigars. I get hell for that. But cigars don't trigger addictions for sugar. They don't interfere with my carnivore diet. They don't interfere with my carnivore physiology. I've gotten healthy and thin over the past 2 years. Obviously, it worked. The proof is in the pudding. And I'll keep harping on this. That's about all I have to say for this morning because there's always tomorrow morning. So with all that said, I'm going to finish my coffee. You guys can take the rest of the day off and eat meat.